Bitcoin has reached like 5 all-time highs. I'm pretty sure I think it's like 5 or 4 all-time highs within the last few weeks, and it's getting exciting and it's getting scary. I told y'all in my last video I was going to start putting a little bit of money into Bitcoin, and I have started. And tomorrow or today, one of these days, I'm going to add in a little bit more money. I'm just waiting to see if a pullback's going to come. You know, when something hits like 4 different all-time highs in the same week, it gets a little scary. But it's being backed by Visa. It's being backed by Square. It's being backed by PayPal. It's being backed by Tesla. Many other hedge funds are going to get in this to just not miss out. And it's to break it down very simple as to why it makes sense. It's digital gold. There's only a certain amount of Bitcoin. I believe it's 21 million Bitcoins in total. That's it. And I think about 18 million had been mined. So y'all can do the math of how much is left. And within these next few years, it's going to get, this Bitcoin thing is going to get crazy. It's going to get crazy. That's my prediction. It's going to get crazy because of the scarcity. I've said it before. There's value in things that there's a limited quantity of. If there was only what's something out there? If there was only 5 cars in the United States that people could drive, I'm sure that those cars would be worth a lot of money because people wouldn't want to walk from Massachusetts to Florida. They'd rather drive. If someone was rich, they'd buy a car just for that travel and maybe sell it after. So digital currency, well, this specific, because there's obviously a bunch of digital currencies, but Bitcoin seems to be the #1 player. And, you know, I would say, I'm not telling people, this isn't financial advice, but I'm just saying that if you got you got $5 laying around, you got a couple dollars laying around, you got $20 laying around, $40, $50 laying around, why not just see what happens? Put it in there. Because we don't know what the price of Bitcoin will be 5 years from now when it's all discovered, when it's all mined. You know, a quarter of a Bitcoin could be worth $1,000 in 5 years or 10 years. Who knows? So you don't need to even have enough money to afford a full Bitcoin, but if you just put anything, you just never know what it can do, man. You just never know what it can do. So let me know if you think if you are against what I'm saying, please let me know below, because before I was also against Bitcoin, but now there's just too many players, too many big players that are in the mix and can really shift this boat. Now with the stimulus talk, I know everybody's been wondering, when are we going to get our stimulus? First and foremost, I'm just going to say that, please, you shouldn't be dependent on the government at all. They can barely take care of their loved ones. So if you look like me, they're working to get to us, but the focus should be taking care of yourself. Try to figure out how you can next level yourself without the government's help, and just whatever they give us is just an icing on the top, or a little cherry on the top of the icing that we built. But with that being said, Secretary of Treasury Yellen is saying that we got to go big. She's saying she's backing the package up. She's saying that this needs to be a big package. It don't need to be anything else. And she also mentioned something about inflation. She said inflation has been down for the last decade. And, you know, she said it's up to the Federal Reserve to make a decision. Do they want to save the people, which I don't really think they're for the people, but do they want to save the people, or do they want to let inflation stay down? So I guess that, you know, them printing more money is them saving the people. But, you know, when when you space out how much time it's taking them to get the people money, you really understand that they ain't for the people. Like, it shouldn't take that long. If you really care for the people, it shouldn't be dragging your feet that long to get the money to the people that need it the most. And right now, there's a big argument about who should get the $1,400. Should it be people making $75K, or should it be dropped down to $50K? I personally think it should be the people who deserve it the most. If you're making $75K, you know, I think that you should be Gucci. You should be Gucci. You don't deserve no $1,400 check making $75K. You know, if you're broke at $75K, then you have a budgeting issue, my friend. Not an income issue. So I do believe that that threshold should be brought down to 50K, and give it to the people that deserve it the most, and you know be done with it. Because if you start giving it to people that make more money, people that make more money are obviously a little bit more financially smarter or financially educated. They're going to just probably save it, and the stimulus check is meant to be thrown back into the economy, rotated so that jobs are created, people are spending money, the people that are spending money, someone working for that money to be spent, and it's just like a nice circulation. So there's a lot of things to be speculated. It is expected that once passed, if you already had your direct deposit set up, you should get it within the first 2 weeks of March. If you didn't have your direct deposit set up from before, then you may be looking at April. Who knows? I don't know. The mail's been delayed. Who knows? You might get it in June. May, June, April, who knows? But I pray for you if you didn't have the direct deposit set up, because, yeah, you just in limbo, man. You in limbo, and you got to get on board. But let me know what y'all think about stimulus. Should people making $75K a year get a $1,400 check? Let me know. Be honest. Be honest. If you think they should or shouldn't, me personally, I think they shouldn't. I think they should be good. And if they're having issues right now in life making $75K, I think that, and I'm not saying $75K is a lot of money, I'm just saying, but like they probably have more of a budgeting issue than anything, because you can live off $75K. Now, if you got like 5 kids and stuff like that, that's a whole nother story. I don't know about that. I'm a single man with 0.
Follow me on Instagram at Shaddai.